question all the time: how to flip comic books. Well, if you stay tuned, I'm going to tell you how. Let's go.
My friend, and what's in your bag? Is it stolen goods? You want a cut? No. I want it all. Just try it.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Magnific. Welcome to my channel. Take the time out and hit the like button and subscribe button, and you will find a lot of content based on your comic needs. Okay, now the title says how to flip comic books. Well, I get the question from collectors, new collectors. This might be for both. If you are into comics like I am, there are many ways that you can flip a comic book. Now, there are some people in the community that may have a problem with that word flip, right? But maybe you can replace that word at ease, well, for the easiness of those collectors who's been collecting a long time, and says sell comics, if that makes it any better. So instead of using flip, we could say sell comics. Either or, I don't see the big difference. Maybe some people leave a comment in the section letting me know what the difference between selling and flipping a comic is. I'm always open for feedback. So, how to flip comic books. The way you go about flipping comic books slowly determined on an individual choice, meaning you. How do you want to go about flipping your comic books? Now, there are plenty resources out there that help you to get your comic books out to the market, looked at. You may have a possible buyer or purchaser. There are many platforms you could go on if you want to do your own research. But I want to say it also have to do with how what your strengths are and what your weaknesses in selling or flipping the books, right? So I want to just come in here and give you some information of where you can begin to flip your comic books. You can start locally, right? That's one tip. Start locally. Maybe go to your local comic convention. If it's something that you need to, money or whatever you need right away, then I think online might be the best place for you to search into. All right. Now there are many platforms, as I mentioned. There are Craigslist is one, Mercari is another, eBay, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows eBay. You can set up your own internet website, but at the same time, if you're trying to sell it, maybe you might be bootstrapped for money and don't have that resources at where you can build your own website, right? Keep that in mind, because that's very important. Or you can sell on these platforms that are free and open to the public to sell on. Now, for new comic book collectors who wants to see a quick return when they buy a comic, they may want to flip it. I mean, those are the best options at this point. Also, Facebook Marketplace is a great way to get your books out there in the people's eye. however you post or however you sell your book is totally up to you, you know. So I know this question has been going on in the minds of, okay, Mark Magnific, I posted books, it's not getting sell. I was hoping to pay my bill this weekend. The only thing I have is just these books that I want. Well, never said it was going to be an overnight thing. And every individual cases is different. Look at the book that you might have that someone may want or don't want. You even quite look at the book before you post it. Is it something that I would buy if someone else had posted this book for this price? That's how I sell my comics. I would guarantee to look at my comics and say, hey, yes, there may be someone else out there who would want this book, regardless if it's something that I may not want because if someone else have different tastes than me. And I do post those books, but sometimes the feedback you get is in the numbers. Sometimes a lot of feedback is in the numbers where you don't even have to talk. Your books that you sell on these platforms will determine if it's a wanted book or not without anyone saying anything. That's how I figure out what people want and what they don't want when selling or flipping comic books. Especially if you post the same collection or same book about 100 times and no one even inquire about it. That shit tells you something. That should say something. It speaks a lot to you. No one really wants that book. So that's just something to look forward to, whenever you post on a lot of these platforms. Book be sitting up there for about a month, and you actually need the funds that you need to do you need right now, but no one is purchasing that book. Maybe you should pull it, put something else up there and see what sticks. So it's not a guarantee, but it's just however way your drive as an individual. What kind of hustling spirit do you have, to buy this book, right? Put it out on the market and to get a great investment or return on the book, right? There are strategies as well that I may explain to you in another video, but this video here, how you flip comic books, is simply searching the market, seeing what you have in your own collection, right? Comparing it to what's available on the price guides, right? On what it's going for, right? And then you find a platform that you're comfortable with to post that book on there if you're using online services, right? If you're going to your local convention, that's a good avenue, network. Some collectors has been doing this for such a long time. They have a network that they work within to where they could get their book sold or flipped or whatever word you guys decide on to use, right? So, and they utilize that, and the new comic book collectors, if it's something that you are interested in, I suggest you do some research on what platform online, right, or whether locally suits your taste. You just got to find that thing that you can go off of. So again, you can even take it to your local comic book shop. You may not get a good return on it, but it's still a win-win in a sense that you come out with what you want, for your book, or and the local comic book store comes out with what they want with the price. So So yeah, again, when you flipping your books, you want to make sure you know what you're doing when the market is hot, when to sell, when it's cold, when not to sell. If you got books that you hoping that will get sale, the feedback sometimes is it may not get sell at all. That should speak volumes to you, right? Because I'm sure there's many books out there that people are posting that will probably be sitting out there for months because no one is looking. I'm not saying that because there is not any spec behind this particular book, because I have sold many books that didn't even have a spec or anything with it. It just that the book was a really great book to that individual that's making the purchase. So, if you're just in this game to just jump in and flip books and hope to get something going fast enough to where you're in a dire situation, I think you may want to rethink this, because it's just like any other market. Some move fast, some market move fast, some market move slow, some markets are in between, some markets is just in the right space at the right time. It all depends, right? Um, so again, just utilize a lot of these platforms, set up an account, choose a unique name you would like, and start posting and seeing how far you could get if you have an unsurmountable amount of books that you would like to let go within your environment. you know um, so title, how to flip books, just no short shot way to do it. I just gave you a few tips on how you do it if you're looking to sell some of your comic books. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on another segment to maybe follow this one up, or show you some books that I picked up in a few weeks ago in my next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and again, utilize every avenue that you can utilize when it comes to flipping your books. Keep an eye on the market, check your prices, and the books that you put out that people don't want will speak volumes to you when no one really wants that actual book. But again, it's a game that's, once you keep playing, you may see some results. But until then, join me next time. Talk to you soon. I'm Magnific. Thank you for looking at Magnific Keys Comics channel, and see you soon. Thanks.